She stormed straight up to me while I was polishing my Harley in the driveway. Behind her stood her son, arms folded, acting like he owned the entire street. She pointed at my bike like it already belonged to her and snapped that it should be placed here now because her son wanted it and I should hand over the keys immediately. For a moment, I actually thought she was joking, but her face said otherwise. Dead serious. No hesitation. No shame. Her son smirked, tugging his hoodie like he was already imagining the ride. He said it would look better in their garage anyway, like my Harley was some toy they could just take. I let out a short laugh, but there was nothing funny about it. This bike was mine, paid with my money, parked on my property. I told them flatly they could dream all they wanted, but it wasn't going anywhere. Her expression tightened. She pulled out her phone and threatened to call the police, warning me I was about to lose more than just a bike. The boy leaned closer and whispered that I would regret this because his mother always wins. What they didn't know was simple. I wasn't just some random biker. I knew people they couldn't even imagine reaching. And one of them worked in the state attorney's office. A siren echoed in the distance. They had already called the cops. I stayed calm, leaning against my Harley, watching them like I was waiting for a show to start. And it did. A patrol car pulled in with flashing lights. She immediately went into performance mode, waving her arms and accusing me of stealing her son's motorcycle and refusing to return it. The officer looked between me, the bike, and them. He asked for proof. She shoved forward a folded paper, some fake HOA notice filled with made-up rules claiming motorcycles were community property. The officer frowned but didn't fully dismiss it. The boy whispered confidently that they had already won, and I'd be walking everywhere soon. That's when I made my call. Calm. Simple. I told him the state attorney's office was on the way. The air changed instantly. The officer paused. Her confidence flickered. Then she forced a laugh, calling it a bluff. But doubt had already slipped in. Another vehicle arrived. Black. Clean. Government plates. A man stepped out in a suit, badge visible. The state attorney himself. He didn't even look at her at first. His focus went straight to me. Then he confirmed everything with a single question. Then his attention turned cold. Fraud. False police report. Attempted theft. He listed it like reading charges already written. The boy's smirk disappeared. For the first time, he looked nervous. She tried to recover, yelling that I was dangerous and didn't belong here, that she was protecting the neighborhood. But her voice cracked. And then the truth started to surface. The state attorney pulled out property records. The land was mine, fully legal. No HOA existed in this district at all. Her entire authority collapsed in seconds. What she had been using, fake fines, imaginary rules, intimidation, wasn't enforcement. It was fraud. Neighbors started coming out of their homes, watching, recording, whispering. Her control over the street was gone, but she refused to accept it. She suddenly grabbed the officer's arm, demanding I be arrested immediately. Then she tried to take it further, lunging toward my Harley like she could physically seize it herself. That's when everything turned darker, almost surreal, like a nightmare unfolding in daylight. A hidden camera on the bike clicked on. A recording device built into the Harley had captured everything. Threats, false claims, physical interference. The state attorney raised a remote and showed the live footage to the officer. Every lie was now evidence. Her face went pale. She tried to argue about privacy, but it was too late. The officer finally snapped. He stepped forward and placed her under arrest. She froze, screaming that she was a law here, that she controlled everything. But her voice had already lost power. Even her son stepped back, whispering that they were finished. The neighbors, once silent, now surrounded the scene. Not to help her, but to watch, to speak. Years of frustration came out as they revealed fines, threats, and fake violations she had forced on them. The state attorney announced loudly that no HOA had ever existed here. Everything she built was false. Reimbursement claims would follow. Charges would follow. Her empire didn't just fall. It shattered in front of everyone. As the cuffs locked around her wrists, she kept screaming, promising lawsuits, revenge, and control that no longer existed. But no one believed her anymore. Her son stood frozen, hood up, avoiding every eye. Humiliated, the crowd slowly calmed. The tension faded. It felt like waking up from something heavy and wrong. I stood beside my Harley as silence returned to the street. The same street she had tried control was now free. She tried to take my bike, my space, my rights, but ended up exposing everything she was. As I started the engine, the deep sound echoed to the street like a final warning. No one complained. Some even smiled. I didn't ride off as someone who lost something. I rode off as proof that lies don't last forever, and even in the darkest control built on fear, truth eventually arrives like a siren in the night.